I can fly. Can you fly?
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
This is the moment something changed inside Syndrome. Despite being the villain, he wasn't born evil. He was ignored by the one he idolized the most, which made him shift gears and loathe Mr. Incredible instead. While it seemed insignificant at the time, this encounter would come back to haunt Mr. Incredible, and almost cost him his and his family's lives years down the road. But first, let's start back at the glory days, when Syndrome never wanted to end supers, but wanted to join them. As a child, Buddy modelled his entire self around Mr. Incredible. He made himself super with the use of gadgets, he collected countless autographs, and even went as far as to dye his hair to match his heroes. By him doing all of this, Buddy is burying his insecurities and masking them as Incrediboy. He may not be able to fight crime alongside Mr. Incredible as it stands, but with his engineering talent, he acts like he can make himself equal to the true supers. This all gets shut down by Mr. Incredible, however, telling him that he works alone and only sees him as a child, telling police to get him home to his mom. Buddy realised that his admiration for Mr. Incredible wasn't appreciated, so he changed. He dropped the Incrediboy act and became spiteful to those he had limitless respect for. And as supers were forced into hiding, Buddy was forgotten by Mr. Incredible. But Buddy hadn't forgotten him.
I mean, after all, I am your biggest fan.
After adopting a new name, Syndrome calls Bob to Nomanasan Island, where they meet again after 15 years. Mr. Incredible's time in this island gives us a glimpse of how twisted Syndrome has become after being shunned all those years ago, as he stumbles across the bones of Gazerbeam, an old friend who he'd assumed went into hiding. But that's far from all. As Bob accesses Operation Kronos, he sees how much Syndrome's resentment has spiraled. Bob watches like a deer in headlights as he finds out his old friends had become victims to Syndrome and the machines he once doubted in the past. But what began with an over-obsessed superfan has twisted into a story of revenge and resentment. His genius and inventions were once a weapon he planned to use for good and to aid the supers. Now they're a ploy to erase them and make him the superior being. Those weapons are in the form of the Omnidroid, a genocidal machine that was created with one goal in mind: kill the supers. Syndrome created a cycle that worked swimmingly for him. He'd call in a super to battle an Omnidroid, and if they defeated it, he'd create a bigger, better version of the Omnidroid, modified specifically to counter the powers of the super who defeated it. This shows us that Syndrome did his homework. We know that he had listed a threat level to each super and their weaknesses shown in the hidden NSA tapes. We see this firsthand in Mr. Incredible's first battle with the Omnidroid. He was chased down into the volcano, which had very low humidity, but that doesn't affect Mr. Incredible. It does, however, affect Frozone, the original target. We know Syndrome was actively hunting Frozone down, but changed target the moment Mirage saw Mr. Incredible run through a wall. It's incredibly scary to think that Syndrome hires someone to literally stalk his prey and learn their location, routines and weaknesses before pouncing and moving on to the next one. However, the main scene that comes to mind when discussing Syndrome's lack of compassion is the scene where Syndrome shoots Mr. Incredible's family out of the sky. We are shown that he has absolutely no remorse as Mr. Incredible is quite literally pleading for his family's lives as he listens to Helen's urgent callouts, all while Syndrome shows no feeling of guilt at all, reminding Bob the whole reason he's become who he is today.
No! Call off the missiles! I'll do anything! Too late. 15 years too late.
And after the deed is done and he believes Helen's been killed, he decides to rub salt on the wound and repeat to Bob what he told Buddy as a child.
We have a confirmed hit. Target was destroyed.
You'll get over it. I seem to recall you prefer to work alone.
But despite Syndrome's horrible deeds and his ideology, this may have been avoidable. Buddy was just a kid who wanted to be recognised for his talent and respected by his idol, but instead he was given the cold shoulder. He was treated as a child and had his talent ignored. If Mr. Incredible had only been less careless and supported his talent and initiative, maybe things would have taken a different turn of events. But instead, Mr. Incredible's ego got in the way and made him too dismissive to those he didn't view as equals. And as a result, he helped transform his biggest fan into a genocidal supervillain who wanted nothing other than to see supers suffer.